and a leave. Unusual there for Rachel Priest, isn't it? Oh, beautiful. Yeah, she turns around straight away. I'm not too sure who she's pointing to, but she can run off and high-five everyone because there's an absolute peach from Izzy Wong.
All that swing, we saw the first couple of balls swing nicely from Izzy Wong, and that one just straightening up on Rachel Priest, playing all around it. But you love to see that kind of celebration. Izzy Wong.
Wong for a second. And there's a little fumble that's through the offside. Hannah Darlington is after it but won't track it down. On the pull shot once again it gets some air, but it gets more, and it goes all the way for Ruth Johnston. A 50 in her last game, and she started nicely here as well.
Areas.
As Sharma comes into the attack and gets dispatched straight away. A little cameo yesterday. Johnson gets down on one knee and drags it across the line, but finds space once again.
It has a more classical action and a more threatening action.
Across the crease again, but goes to the offside, does Dupria, and that is very nicely timed by the South African. Head down, power base, doesn't get all of it though, and that is the second wicket for the Sydney Thunder. Deepti Sharma takes the catch. Sammy Jo Johnson gets the wicket.
Brings to the table.
Across the crease and up and over. Short fine leg, and she finds the boundary yet again, Mignon Dupria. Oh, this is close and given. Deepti Sharma around the wicket, and Nicola Carey's form with the bat, unfortunately for the Hobart Hurricanes, continues.
From Deepti Sharma, just took pace off and just looked like Nicola Carey played several shots in one. Didn't quite know what to do with that particular delivery, but
I think that overseas players tend to be sort of your last ones that you slot into your list.
A chance for a wicket off the last ball before the drinks break, and it has been taken by Wilson. Bates, with that deception, has been brilliant again, getting Gosh.
Richa Gosh draws her out of her crease, draws the shot across the line with the ball turning away to the right-hander. Easy work behind the stumps there for Talia Wilson.
And with that shot down the ground, that will be back-to-back half centuries for Mignon Dupria in the purple of the Hobart Hurricanes, her 14th. Another chance at short third and taken by Izzy Wong. Yep, write that up, she says. There's another catch for you in the WBBL.
Appreciate that it was actually hitting the stumps.
That's straight up in the air, down to long off, and clears Lee Rood, and clears the boundary, and Dupria, with 2 lives in this over, has finished it off. Last ball of the innings. Can they get to that 150 mark? They won't with that shot, and Mignon Dupria will be one shy of her equalling her highest score in the WBBL as well. And there's that swing straight away. So they've got a catcher in play in the slips cordon in a gully region. They've got the backward point. There's the edge, and there's the catch. That is brilliant by Priest. The pressure has worked for the Hobart Hurricanes, and they get the WBBL Centurion off the third ball. Sammy Jo Johnson to face her first. Faces her first delivery and goes whack. Thank you very much. 4.
A little bit adjective, I was thinking crunch.
And there it is there as it's chipped in the air and taken by Maloney. She doesn't have the pace of Volemic, but she's got the guile and the swing. And with that, she's picked up the 2 early wickets. Gives herself some space to Sammy Jo Johnson and goes crunch through the offside.
It does sound like crunch off this bat of Sammy Jo Johnson. It must be a good bat.
Thick edge over the top of Priest into the boundary line.
Thing to kick in.
Follows it, does Volemic, and it gets a lot on it to Sammy Jo Johnson, enough to clear the boundary rope. So she's working in boundaries here, back-to-back fours, and now the 6.
Look out for that sky catch.
Targets the stumps this time, does Volemic, but Sammy Jo Johnson up to the task once again. What an over it is here for the Sydney Thunder. That sounded nice, it looks nice. It is nice. A 6 to finish off the power play for the Sydney Thunder. Johnson's enjoying herself out in the middle. Well, no one is safe at the moment to Sammy Jo Johnson. It doesn't matter if it's the pace of Volemic, the spin of Strano, or the seam of Carey. So she's gone along the ground. That didn't work. She's going to go in the air, and that hasn't worked either because she's picked out Mignon du Preez. Carey bounces back with the wicket of Sammy Jo Johnson.
Doing a really good job for the Hurricanes with the ball.
Gives herself some space to Deepti Sharma and carves it through the offside. It's nicely struck. Very nicely struck indeed. Little scoop straight over the top of Rachel Priest and into the safe hands of Amy Smith. So the 360 innings of Annika Leroyd comes to an end. Up in the air, a chance that is comfortably taken by Ruth Johnston. So Strano got a little wayward throughout the over, but when she got it right, she got the wicket. That is straight up in the air. Now, can they come off the bat? No, she's up. She's up off the boundary line is Richa Ghosh. She takes that, and the wobbles are just settling in here for the Sydney Thunder. That's in the air, keeps the head down, then looks up and sees it sail over the boundary for the maximum. As Darlington goes big to the onside, and that is a very impressive catch from Molly Strano. We've seen her in the field, usually diving forward, this time quickly to her left. And how big a wicket is that for the Hobart Hurricanes? Litchfield wants to get this over and done with. She doesn't, because it's another handy catch in the field by the Hurricanes. First it was Strano, now it's Starlenberg. It's the big wicket of Litchfield, and this game just keeps on seesawing. And there's a shout for LBW, and it's given. Wickets are falling left, right and centre here in Mackay, and they are all falling the Hurricanes' way.
Well, none of us predicted it was Maloney to bowl the last, but she is on fire. 3 wickets in her last bowling effort.
Needs a boundary. And that's good work in the infield. Keeps it to 1. Deep in the crease. No, can't do it. It goes along the carpet at Great Barrier Reef Arena to Belinda Vakariwa, and somehow the Hobart Hurricanes have managed to come back in this match and defend 140.